Your phone is set to burn because March 2026 has just changed portable gaming forever. From the highly anticipated global launch of the Division Resource to the open world of the 7DS Origin and impossible ports like Subnautica, Below Zero, and Tomb Raider. But don't let the graphics fool you. Today I reveal which are masterpieces and which are just scams with misleading advertising that only want to see your wallet. Get your storage ready. These are the 12 games of March that you need to know about. Let's start with the heavyweights, and the first one is the Division Resource I, released on March 31, 2026. It's a technical marvel in itself. The way New York is recreated doesn't lag behind anything from last-generation consoles. The cover system is fluid, and the mobile Dark Zone mode has managed to replicate that don't trust your shadow tension that made the original famous. The other bad thing is that Ubisoft has overreacted a bit with monetization. There are massive complaints about the limited inventory space that almost forces you to pay to avoid deleting items every 10 minutes. It's happened to me many times. Also, it heats up the phone so much that some users say they can't play for more than 30 minutes in a row without the performance plummeting. We have also encountered problems with lag on the servers, both in the Dark Zone and in normal gameplay. Now let's move on to the second AAA, which would be 7 Deadly SS 7DS Origin. The freedom of movement is total. You can fly around the map and it feels like a premium open-world game. The combat is much more dynamic than the previous one, Grand Cross, allowing for combos between characters that are a visual spectacle. For my part, the story mode would get a good score, because it has even gotten to me, and what many people have criticized is the endgame. What do you do when you finish the story that leaves you feeling empty? The community says that after the initial wonder N, the game becomes a micro-transcendence simulator. Additionally, the dodge system has lag or ghost inputs, which means you get hit even if you press the button in time. Next up, we're going to talk about Subnautica Below Mobile, where Pliocus has worked magic. They've managed to fit the entire map in without additional loading screens. The underwater lighting is beautiful, and the ambient sound with headphones is an experience of terror and awe that's unique to mobile devices. Negative reviews have said that the frame rate is unstable. In areas with a lot of marine vegetation, such as kelp forests, the FPS drops from 60 to 20 all at once. Additionally, managing your inventory with large fingers is a nightmare. The icons are tiny and can't be resized. Next up, we're going to talk about Tomb Raider Remastered from version 1 to 3. It's a marriage of nostalgia. They've included the option to play with modern Uncharted-style controls or the classic tank controls. It has no ads and does not require an internet connection, something that is greatly appreciated in 2026. The price may be a bit excessive for many, but it is worth remembering that these are 3 series that have been included. They say that there are many collision bugs in the levels of the second game that cause Lara to get stuck on walls. Also, the camera sometimes goes crazy in closed spaces, a problem that has been around since 1996 and that the remaster has not finished polishing for screens. Next up, we are going to talk about Paranoize. Its cinematic comic book visual style is refreshing. The narrative is dark, adult, and very different from the usual colorful gachas. The soundtrack by Naoki Sato is simply Hollywood movie level, as are all the translations, because not only will you be able to play it in a single language, but you will also have several languages and many dubbed voices. SIGame starts by using ads that show a 3D horror game like Silent Hill, but the real game is a turn-based combat RPG. This has led to thousands of players feeling cheated when it comes to downloading it. As you can see on the screen, that's what we're showing, it's their ad, and as you can see, they're all movable figures, they move, they have movement. If you like the comic book style, I'm uploading a complete list of all the episodes on the big screen so you can see it in better style. The next game we're going to look at is Spire 2. The new character, Necrobinder, is a mechanical genius that allows you to play with the discard pile in a way never seen before. The co-op mode is the star. Being able to plan routes, being able to plan a friend completely changes the strategy of the genre and the total imbalance for being an early access game. There are common cards that are more powerful than the rare ones, which breaks the difficulty. In addition, the interface of small phones piles up too many cards, and it's easy to play one by mistake when trying to read its description. Next up is STARSAVIOR, global version. The Waifus bonding system is very deep. It's not just about leveling up. You also unlock subplots that feel like a high-quality visual novel. The 3D animations with the dialogues are very expressive. The downside is that it's a greenfest, meaning it requires excessive farming. To upgrade a single unit to the max, you need to repeat the same level hundreds of times or pay for energy packs. Also, PvP is broken. If you don't have the meta unit of the month, you have no chance of winning. The next game we're going to look at is Dissidia Duellum. Seeing Final Fantasy characters fighting in real-life scenarios like Shibuya, Tokyo, a visual highlight. Bravery's tactical, point-based combat system is faithful to the series and requires some thought beforehand. The downside of the game is that it feels cheap compared to console AIDS games. The scenarios are few and repetitive. The business model is very aggressive. Many people have criticized the pay to win. You have to spend gachas for the character, date, then for their weapon, then for their passive abilities. A manual money grabber. The next one we're going to find is Dannying Squad. They've achieved a strange balance, a frenetic action game that works well even on low-end phones from 4 years ago. The character design is excellent. If you like that specific aesthetic, the downside would be that there's no content, no lore, you finish the story in 2 afternoons, and then there's only a boring arena mode where Wales always wins. The narrative is told with static images with very little grace. For my part, I can say that Dannying Squad was the surprise of the month. I really liked it. But since I agree with the negative reviews, the next game we're going to find is the Rot Weehing Survival Horror. The concept of the brain fog, a fog that reveals people's true nature, is terrifying. It creates an atmosphere of constant distrust with the NPCs, which is brilliant. There are no indicators on the screen, which further increases the immersion and the sound. As I said, what people have complained about a lot is that the difficulty is unfair. There are stealth sections where the enemy sees you through walls due to code errors. Also, if you die, the loading times on Android are quite long, which really slows down the experience. The next version. Graphically, it's a delight. It uses a neo-retro or HD 2D aesthetic that mixes pixelated sprites with 3D environments. This isn't just for aesthetics. The game uses that 3D depth so that the elevation of the terrain influences your tactical attacks. The downside is that progress is blocked by gold paywalls. There comes a point where you have the materials to level up, but the game asks you for absurd amounts of in-game currency that you only get very slowly or by paying gems. The Spanish translation seems to have been made with Google Translate from 2010. And finally, we have Dungeon Cross Relic Hunter. Okay, the game's great because it's fair. It's a Diablo clone with a retro aesthetic that doesn't try to trick you with complex systems. You enter, kill, collect loot, and exit. Ideal for 5-minute games. The downside is that it feels very lonely, there are no guilds, no useful global chat, and multiplayer is almost non-existent. Also, the ads are very intrusive every time you finish a dungeon, unless you pay for the premium version. March has been one of the best months, as has been the case in 2026, in terms of new games. If I had to make a personal top 3 based on my reviews it would be Division Resurgence with the best graphics currently. The one with the best pure experience is 7 Deadly Sins Origin on the 7DS, and the surprise would be STARSAVIOR. It would be the surprise with the downloads that the game has had. It is the big surprise of this month, and the truth is that it is a good game. We do not take away from all the ones we have mentioned. Many of you have tried them, and some of you will even give a different top 3 than mine. That would be my personal top 3. I would also like to know what your personal top 3 are. If you can leave it in the comments, I will gladly respond to see if we agree or have any constructive criticism. I always leave out a game that is more important or that has also come out important this March. See more than the ones I have mentioned. Let me know. I will also be happy to say, well, look, I didn't know about it or I haven't seen it. Of all of them. As you will see, I have left guides. You have guides on my channel. Videos of each one individually in case you want to know the reroll. The complete game. What it is like, a gameplay with my experience and talking. Well, you have it there too. Don't forget to share it and subscribe if you haven't already and leave a big like. That helps me a lot to reach more people. Thank you. Yeah.